The 2016 version of the OU spring game was nothing to complain about. Offense played well, letting two quarterbacks throw for over 100 yards. The defense played well in doing that and giving up the two quarterbacks over 200 yards, but did limit the rushing attacks and did also keep the score down, with letting in just 16 points on one side and 17 on the other. That's going to help you when it's time to play in the Big 12. You start playing teams. They held an offense that is as prolific and as powerful as Oklahoma to 23 points altogether in the four quarters. And it was all due, some of it was due also, by the way, to a transfer from Texas A&M. We all remember Baker's transfer year. He lit it up in Norman, going 9 for 9 on passes. Kyler Murray, not as 100% effective, but who can be? But he was still effective in the spring game yesterday. Plus, so much more coming up. Scoring highlights and more coming up next. Don't go away. The Oklahoma Sooner spring game was Saturday, and it was fun being there, with the Crimson team winning 16-17 in a classic. But before that happened, there was another classic, a softball classic, played up the field. The Sooners held their annual Play for Cause game. A lot of former Sooners were back. I got to actually take my selfie pic with Coach Switzer, so I did finally get my picture with him. Plus, I got to catch up with Sterling Shepard again. Softball-wise, I got to catch up with Lauren Chamberlain. It was all fun and games, but the reason why we're all here, football-wise, that was also pretty good, as the offense and the defense play well in a spring tune-up. 16-17, the final with the Crimson winning the title belt. The passing statistics for this ball game, the returning player for Oklahoma, their returning quarterback, number 6 Baker Mayfield, threw for $142, 142 yards in the air yesterday. Did not throw, however, a touchdown or an interception. The aforementioned transfer from Texas A&M that we were talking about earlier, he's got to sit out this year, but didn't play like it. With passing yards, just about even with Baker Mayfield, just 6 yards shy. Kyler throwing for $136, but Kyler had two things that Baker didn't have, and that is 2 touchdowns through the air. Austin Kendall, the true freshman who's going to have to be the backup, held to just 52 yards in the air, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. The rushing attack, pretty even. Pretty even tonight. The leading rushers, all at 7 attempts tonight. Number 34, Daniel Brooks. The quarterback number 1, the third-string quarterback number 1, Kyler Murray. And back from injury, number 24, Rodney Anderson. Hot Rod. Brooks took his 7 carries for just 53 yards and 0 touchdowns. Kyler Murray, number 1, the quarterback, scrambled it well also with 7 attempts in his own right, 34 on the ground, and did score a touchdown on the ground. And Rodney Anderson, 7 attempts for him, 23 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Receivers throwing for a $142 and a $136. You have to have some players there to get receptions, right? Well, you do. Number 11, D.D. Westbrook led with 4 catches, 87 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Also with 4 catches was number 16, Micaiah Quick. He had 4 catches. His 4 catches were for 63 yards, but did score the touchdown. And number 13, A.D. Miller had 4 catches, 46 yards, and 0 touchdowns. For Mike Stoops' part of the team, the defense, number 12, Will Johnson, number 8, Curtis Bolton, and number 9, Tate Evans, all had 7 tackles and no turnovers for the Sooners in the ball game. Kicking, Austin Seibert, 1 for 2, 50%, and hit a 22-yarder, which doesn't really count because they kind of just gave it to him since they were kicking towards the north end zone where the renovations are being done. So basically, they just gave him 3 points. So not a terrifically great night, just 52 yards in the air, but Austin Kendall did score the first touchdown of the spring game because in the first quarter, he's a 5-yard quarterback option, keeper, touchdown, Oklahoma, 7-0 Crimson, with 2:22 left in the ball game, in the quarter. The quarter ended, however, with Joe Mixon tying up the ball game at 7, a 4-yard touchdown run for Joe Mixon with 5 seconds left, and we are headed to the second quarter. After the break, Obo Arakwo unties the ball game because number 6, Baker Mayfield, is sacked for a safety. It is 7-9 red at this point with 11 minutes left in the quarter. A little bit later, with just a $147 left, is when that phantom field goal was kicked by Austin Seibert, 20 yards, with a $147 left, 10-9 white team as we head to intermission. After the intermission, this is when it got really fun. Number 1, Kyler Murray, the backup quarterback, throws a touchdown pass to number 17, Jordan Smallwood. Does that in the third quarter with 8:53 left. Touchdown for the white team. It is, 16-17 right now for the white team. 16-9. And then in the fourth quarter, or 16-10, I'm sorry. And then in the fourth quarter, Kyler Murray throws his second touchdown of the night that we were talking about when he throws just a little screen pass to Micaiah Quick, who was just quick enough to get in the end zone. 17-16, the score at that point for the Crimson team with 4:54 left, and that's your ball game. Riley's right call of the game was the touchdown pass from number 1, Kyler Murray, the 33-yard touchdown pass to number 17, Jordan Smallwood. The defensive play of the game was a run right up the middle by number 24, Rodney Anderson, who was welcomed back to big-time college football, but was stuffed at the line to force a field goal for the white team. All right, guys. Well, finally, there's no more red. There's no more white. There's no more getting confused on who's on whose team. Because coming up next will be the regular season. A preview of Houston will be up next Sunday or around that time, as soon as I can get the information up. And we'll start doing that week by week by week. We'll start, of course, at Houston in Reliance Stadium. Necessarily, it's a home game for Houston, but what people don't understand is Oklahoma. We've got a great crew at the University of Houston club, at the OU Houston club. All of those guys are going to be there. All of them are going to be ready to rock and roll And there might be some Cougar fans. There may be a good crowd of Cougar fans, but I don't think the Sooner Nation is going to let us down. I'll be there. Hopefully you guys will too. Should be fun and exciting ball game this year at Reliant Stadium to open up college football. All right, guys. As you guys already know the rest of this, right? First of all, I guess I should thank Barry Switzer for taking the selfie earlier. Because I met up with Switzer. I met up with Austin English. You'll remember him from the OU defensive end from the football program. Ryan Broyles. Keith Jackson. Just a few of them that I caught up with at the softball charity event. Play for Cause. They'll do that again next year. Hopefully at the softball stadium again. It was a great turnout for that. Football-wise, though, you guys know how it's done. Find me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or tweet me at Sooner_fan_OK. Thanks for watching, everybody, and keep an eye out for that Houston preview. Should be up here pretty soon, we hope. Do my homework and get all that taken care of. Till then, guys, thanks a lot, and Boomer Sooner. Hope you all have a good summer. See y'all in the fall. I'm out of here.